There are lots of things all around us, exciting things that surround us.
But how does it work?
Do you know?
How is it made?
Do you know? Things that go up, things that go down, things that go pop, things that go round, with special cameras to show you inside. It's going to be a big surprise.
But how does it work?
Do you know?
How is it made?
Do you know? Do you know?
Let's find out!
Hello, I'm Maddie, and today I'm going to a Barbers. It's where you go if you want to have your hair cut. Have you ever been to the Barbers or the hairdressers?
Everyone's hair grows differently, and it can be styled in lots of different ways.
In plaits, ponytail, half up, or wear it all down. When we get our hair cut, the hairdressers might use a pair of scissors, but sometimes if we want it cut really short, they might use these. But do you know what these are called? They're called hair clippers. But how do hair clippers work? Let's find out.
How does it work?
Hair clippers!
This is a barber's chair, and it's where we sit to have our hair cut, and it's really fun to sit on. We get our hair cut because our hair grows a tiny bit every day. And most people's hair grows about 1 millimetre a day. That's about the same as the tip of this pencil lead. And in a month, our hair grows around 1.5 centimetres. That's about this long. You must never try to cut your own hair. Always get a grown-up to do it.
This is Adam the barber, and today Gabriel is getting his hair cut.
Hello.
Hello.
So, Gabriel, how do you like to have your hair cut?
On the side but not on the top.
Okay, all right, let's get going. After Adam finishes trimming the top of Gabriel's hair with scissors, he's going to cut the sides really short using clippers.
Remember, clippers should only be used by a grown-up. I'm going to show you how they work.
This type of clipper is called a magnetic clipper. They make a great sound, don't they? What do you think it sounds like? I think it sounds like a buzzing bee. And they move so fast, it looks blurry. Let's take a closer look.
Hair clippers have 2 sharpened blades that look like tiny teeth. The top blade has cutting teeth, which move across from side to side. The teeth behind don't move. They hold the hair in place so it can be cut. The hair clippers are powered by electricity or batteries. When the barber switches on the hair clippers, they start to buzz. It's called vibrating. Inside the hair clippers is a copper wire wound round and round. The electricity travels through the copper wire, giving it energy. The energy is called a magnetic field. The magnetic field makes the arm vibrate against the spring, pushing the teeth from side to side. As the teeth move from side to side, they trap the hair in between, and it gets cut off.
Wow, isn't that clever? Let's have a look at the clippers with my special camera. This is a microscope, and it helps us to see really small things much bigger. So let's take a look at those metal teeth. Ready? Whoa! Look at those under the microscope. They look really pointy, don't they? Can you see the 2 sets of teeth? The one on the top and the one on the bottom. And it's that top set of teeth that move from side to side. But I think we need to see this in action, don't you? you hear the buzzing noise? That's the sound of the arm vibrating against the spring inside that moves the teeth from side to side. And there are little pieces of hair falling to the ground. How are you doing, Gabriel?
Good.
The teeth move so quickly, you can hardly see it.
So before Adam cuts the other side of Gabriel's hair, I'm going to set up my special slow motion camera.
Slow motion helps us to see things that are happening really quickly, much slower. The camera is switched on. Okay, Adam, ready when you are.
Wow, can you see the tiny teeth moving from side to side? And look, they're chopping off little bits of Gabriel's hair.
That looks absolutely brilliant. Have you had a good time at the hairdressers?
Yes, it was great.
High five. I loved seeing how hair clippers work. What was your favourite bit?
Do you remember what the metal blades are called at the top of the clippers? That's right, they're called teeth. Did you hear the sound the clippers made when they were turned on? And did you see how the clipper teeth vibrated on my special camera?
Getting a new hairstyle is just one way to change your look. Another is dressing up. I love fancy dress. What outfits can you think of? A cowboy? A superhero? A pirate? Ahoy! A doctor? Or a ballet dancer? But do you know what ballet dancers wear on their feet? That's right, special shoes called ballet shoes. But do you know how ballet shoes are made? Let's find out.
How is it made?
Ballet shoes.
Ballet shoes are made here, in a ballet shoe factory. They make 600 pairs of ballet shoes here every week. That's enough ballet shoes to fit 20 classes of children at school. Today we're making ballet shoes out of this pink material called satin. It's lovely and shiny, isn't it? Here you go.
Okay.
First, Rob cuts big squares of satin from the roll and takes them to a machine called a cutting press.
Rob uses a cutting press to cut out the pieces we need to make our ballet shoes. And these just work a bit like a cookie cutter. He places a cutter on the folded fabric and then uses the press to push down, and that cuts out the pieces. What do you think it sounds like? I think it sounds like someone shutting a big metal door.
Rob also cuts out a shape for the soles of the ballet shoes. That's the part you stand on.
Thank you. Now let's go see all these pieces put together. There are lots of sewing machines in this factory, and each one is set up to do a different job. First, Patricia is going to fold and sew the edges to make sure they're nice and neat. It's much quicker for Patricia to sew the edges by keeping all of the pieces strung together like this.
They look a bit like clothes on a washing line, don't they?
But now they have to be snipped apart with scissors.
Julie then sews the top and side pieces of the ballet shoes together. Can you see how quickly the sewing machine can attach the two parts?
Here we go.
Next, Doreen sews sews the backs of the ballet shoes together. That's the bit where your heel goes.
This bit is called zigzagging because the stitches make a zigzag pattern.
The next machine does something called backstrapping.
It sews a thin piece of fabric on the outside and the inside of the heel to cover up the zigzag.
The last sewing machine does two jobs at once.
It's set up so that it sews a piece of material around the edge of the shoe to keep things nice and neat. But also, it threads the drawstring at the same time.
The drawstring is the piece of thread that you use to tighten or loosen the shoe, a bit like laces.
Wasn't that amazing? It took all of those machines, each of them set up in a special way, to make this shoe. The top part of a ballet shoe is called an upper, and now it's time to attach it to the bottom part of a ballet shoe called the sole. This plastic block is called a last, and it gives the ballet shoe its shape. First, Phil is sticking on a sticky inner sole to the last, and he's pinning it in place so that it doesn't move around. Next, Phil takes the upper and he slips it onto the last and pulls in the edges so they stick to that inner sole. To make sure the sides are fully stuck down, Phil just bashes it with a hammer. And now, this is my favourite bit. Phil's using some pincers to gather the fabric at the toe of the shoe into neat little lines that we call pleats.
There are 6 pleats on each side of the shoe.
And then he cuts off the excess fabric with a knife. The last thing we need to do is stick on that outer sole which already has glue on it. A quick check and it's ready to go. Wow, Phil works so fast. He can make around 200 shoes a day. Last thing to do is sew the soles on the ballet shoes so they're strong enough to dance in. Thank you! Look, a finished pair of ballet shoes. Don't they look great? I loved seeing how ballet shoes were made. What was your favourite part?
Do you remember what the shiny material is called that's used to make ballet shoes? That's right, it's called satin. Did you hear the sound made by the cutting press? And did you see how Phil used the pincers to make the pleats? So the next time you see someone wearing or dancing in ballet shoes, you'll know how they were made. And if you see someone getting their hair cut with hair clippers, you'll know how they work. I'll see you next time.